And Ronald Regelman, again, he's actually out to keep your eye on this guy today. Okay, and that's probably going to be on there, Joe. This is the Okay, next one away to go now. Very, very shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for him. Come on, you lot.
41.
As this spaghetti man serving the day today. And at 44, well, you know, he was right on the money there at one stage there. He clipped that run at around about 39 point something run. So that's, I think the sales about ready. Just went down. No, certainly not. Just a hands up to the road going down there, fellas. Both of them okay in that boat? A lot of exposure to Taco Bill, our safety crews down there. If there's an ambulance down there, please. If someone can get an ambulance sit down there, fellas, if you could, please. Yeah, this is John's people by the look up on the tank. I'm getting up there fairly quickly. I'll say we need to get that, try to get that ambulance down to that boat ramp area there, relatively quick, please.
Six nine.
Get behind them. Buckle yourselves up. We're going right to the podium. myself and a few other sponsors there. And in the Mexican, this is the Kenny Kessler boat. I'm waiting for a couple of lower ones, John, so we can say this one's not going to be eliminated. It's not happening. We're not finding them in a hurry, are we? Motorsport engine. Let's go riding with Justin Phillips as he lets the motor loose. Beautifully prepared V8. This is a particular boat now. We spoke yesterday about the one that's got the homemade jet on the homemade jet on the rail end of it. But here's a homemade. There's no way now you're going to bypass it anywhere. And with this style of jet, I can tell you. Let's have a look, right across the line at 41.51. You'll be watching up there. 10 seconds twisted. back onto the water. This will be worth it. Cheer them on as they come through, they can hear you. Believe it or not, they can hear you yelling in that boat. Come on, people, let's get it on. Nice line through there to the top. Bit of dancing through the top end, that's up to the bit of time on that. That's not going to help us. Come on, guys. Up the top, around the top part of the circuit. Coming back through those riders there. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for him. Come on! Put in the cover, trying to get down to a really good line there. That little part that makes the water fuel and unstuck. How's that, Alan? So close yet so far. Yeah, I think Terry O'Donnell navigating from Peter Munger. Finally going to Cabaruna Beach, New South Wales. Let's go racing with the Munger. Surgery. Come on, let's get behind Tammy and Andrew Russell. Let's go racing with them in the 2000 World Final. Believe it, 2000 World Final will be decided here today. This is one of the crews vying for a place to take the trophy. If they take the trophy, it will go back to New Zealand with this crew. Keep your eyes on them, Andrew Russell in that class hole. Beautifully prepared boat, and it's down to push the path. Wait till we come down a little further, Danny, we'll have a look to see how close they are to that 36 bracket on the turn around Crest Island. Around about a 32-second pass. A 43.4, almost certainly building dangerous going out. It's the Ruin boat of what the last couple of boats do.
42.98.
Now they come late. Boat number 29, this is the 29B crew. Very well sharp end, but very, very sharp end of the stick today. Through
39.97.
Confirmation on that one. Please get failing. Which plan. Lots of flying normal stars, so it would be great to see them do well and maybe coming up with the Jeff Haley, he's no slouch, and the super split bit, well, he's no weight, so that's a good combination.
42.18.
Thanks to Stuart Harrison and River Gardens Caravan Park, Reptile Pencil, if you're involved with this weekend with this boat. Let's fuck another one.
42.32.
They are. Ladies and gentlemen, next round, next five has to disappear. You would be reasonably happy. And no clouds there. The first wheel
$39.82.
Who wants to see Tony Osborne this afternoon? Let's hear it for him. We're heavy equipment, maintenance and cash roll. Hagen, 39.72. Jim Duncan, Lance Edmonds, howling out of Wanganui in New Zealand, in the Mexican. Let's go riding with them now as they get themselves organised. Ready for a start under the North Star Mildura motor sign. The foot will go down now, down through the top. Through that line, straight back over the other thing. Round the North Star motor sign. The one I reckon they want to be straight on. Those points stand out just a little bit better. There's men, especially our VIP down at Mildura. I hope you're having a big day today on the iron. As we tackle up now with Justin Phillips and Jackie Miller. Nice line up the top there. That back part roll was pretty good this morning here. Harold's up the inside again. Taking a turn there. Going up past that distance all right here. Around past the North Star Island. Around Prince Island. Look at that. Beautiful run out of there for really, really fast here. Danny holds together. He's got to go under 40 and start looking the good. And that could well be one of our tail end Charlies there. Not 31.
41.08.
The island in front of us, which is the car. The Gold Coast in Queensland. Now this boat has really impressed me today. First of all because of its colours, but then it's got out there in Similar, not just a pretty face, I can really go. Driven by Peter Robson and Samantha Manning signing. That's got to be the fastest.
30 up.
Come on, Mildura, let's get behind them. Dean Finch and Jody Wagner, they're going to do their best for you this weekend.
.48.1.
Number 72.
43.04.
Stuart Harrison's mechanic. Keeping the dream alive, as John Walls would say, with Peter Munger in the mongrel. Hello, mongrel! Over the 40-second mark, so he's had the fingers crossed for another
44.
Now I'm touching wood because I don't monster guys, because I'll probably come in and kick my head. Come on, fellas! Nice going, Scott. Oh, as he cooked it, he definitely did it like that. Haley and Jeffrey Emmett. Righto, they're ready to go now with Jeff Emmett below. Probably a couple of boats
44, 40, 34.
We'll probably have a point to prove in this one, and he'll show you how fast he really can go here. Let's go racing with Ron and Willow Day in the aggravation. Have a look at the nice seats, 31 through the top half of the turn. about
40.35.
Let's go riding with the Narrabri champion Graham Bell and Carol Vishner in the favourite toolboxes off start. Still marking Eagle and Graham Bell That's exactly what it looks like, Alan. Long way for a reason. Let's go racing, ladies and gentlemen. As we go racing now with Peter Mungo. James in his second now, and they're trying to get him out. Tell me that guy wasn't right on the very edge and trying his heart out, and he's overcooked it, paid the penalty. This is exactly what we spoke about earlier on today. Yeah. And I think I'll be honest, I would really think that Phil Weigel. Right now, this is the 7-5 deal. By number 26, this is the adrenaline with Graham Bell. This boat has been handling exceptionally well all day, and Tony Ellison. Keeps under the 40 seconds and really close to the Marine Centre. Let's go racing with Jeff Duncan and Melissa Collins. Down first up, right up here's a good run. Numbers out of this to stay in the game. Coleman guys have put together a very, very strong, solid boat. Jeff Haley, a ton of experience with 7 years of racing, and Jeff Emmons, who's the line. Again, for your involvement this weekend and the weeks leading up and after. You might as well take Tony Ellis. And 406 Chev, howling in a Wanganui in New Zealand. Sponsored by Cutting Edge, Styles, Dixon, Moe Engines. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go racing. So that's one that's over it. Same there. Joel demonstrated number 44. They have to do a better than 18.63. Let's buckle up, we'll go for a ride with Tony Ellis. Let's hear it for him. Come on, you lot. Come on, Tony Ellis. Number 29. 37.03. That's the best time. That would be the best time of the day today, by far. Yep, exactly. Now, let's do a quick autopsy on this, Alan. Have a look at that run. Once you get out there, it didn't look fast, did it? No, I reckon he didn't look the boat itself didn't look super fast as far as the others go with noise and the effects. But we spoke about this at the Mal the other day. We spoke about the boat, the construction and all the rest of it. Shows that noise and power can sometimes disclosed or be disguised by the sound of what comes out of it. Good run for it. Obviously the efficiency of those, I reckon they just keep hanging in after every run because they make all the noise. Rightio. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for them. What is the ready run? Safety crews playing in. Please do not leave safety crews. We have a couple of runs that need to be done with the raffle base. So please do not leave. Safety crews are required on the storefront. Looks like we've got the base early, boys. A couple of visitors. The base early, boys. Lanterns early. Well, round of applause for a man in the back straight there, ladies and gentlemen. Lance Tremaine and Peter Davis. Please remember they've come a long way to race here this weekend. That'll be the check. We've seen anybody go around that corner all day. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Tony Ellis, what a British ambulance. Round of applause for the man. Tony Ellis, pretty legal, of course. Did their best to represent the country until we get close to the end of the field. And to come this far, of course, through a benefit to these guys to do what they've done. You know what I call that one? I call it true business work. Rightio, the raffle winner, which is of course none other than Greg Whelan from Cook Crook, and all of the sponsored rides that are taking place. We need you in the pit area, please. We'll run you through them very shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause, third place. Third place, of course, wins to none other than
with the jet spring mob today. We've accomplished a fair bit today. We've run what I believe is a fairly successful meeting. I think there's a lot of spectators that went home today with a different view to what happens down at Sandalong Park today. They got a chance to see some internationals race, and they saw, well, honestly, the best sprint boat racing that you could see anywhere within the globe today. And for that, honestly, from a spectator's point of view, and also from a commentary point of view, I take my hat off to you all. You did a very good job today, and give a show to the crowd of Mildura, second to none. So I think a round of applause is in over that. We'll try to get through the things as quickly as possible. There's a lot of people we have to thank, the likes of Hyundai and North Star and the rest of that. We'll touch on that very shortly. But first of all, I think the first thing we should do is to call forward our UIM rep, who was with us this weekend from New Zealand, and I have pleasure bringing to you Dennis Dustin. Ladies and gentlemen, Dennis.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very pleased to be here at this function this weekend. This is my first time as a commissioner for the royal body. They asked me some 3 months ago to appoint a representative from the OIM to be at this meeting. I scratched my head and I said, well, if the worst comes to worst, might have to be me. They certainly replied very quickly and said, yes, it is you, and you've got the job. Being my first attempt at this, I'm very pleased and honoured to be here. I think your function this weekend went extremely well. Well, particularly because I'm from New Zealand, and look who won. Up in the commentary box today, of course, a little bit of bartering backwards and forwards here with my friend who was saying, no, you're not going to make it. And we sort of had a few bets, but best boat won on the day. It has been a very successful weekend. People have asked me, what does UIM stand for? It is the Union of International Motor Boating, and it is the world body for motor boating throughout the world. There's something like 30 countries affiliated to that organisation, which covers offshore, jet sprinting, jet racing, river racing, circuit racing, inflatable boats, all others like that. And they're a very big organisation and growing all the time. My last meeting over in Mexico, I spoke to them about jet sprinting, and I was asked at the General Assembly by a representative in the back of the room and said, what is jet sprinting? They've seen snippets of it on TV, on Sky and everything else, and I said, what's it all about? So I explained to them how you have a course set up around in a configuration like you had today, how it's run. One guy at the back of the room got up, and he was American. He said, God damn, I always knew you Kiwis and Australians were mad. But he did comment that he'd seen it on internet, saw it on the spots from the World Offshore just recently in Auckland, and it is a growing sport. And I think what you did today from your representatives and all your people, you did an excellent job. I congratulate you all, and thank you very much for the invitation.
Thanks, Dennis. Now, there's a number of thank yous that we must go through, and of course they're very important from our point of view, and very important from the competitors' point of view as well. So I'll quickly go through those. My first big thank you would obviously go to Hyundai. Hyundai were one of the first that were obviously to decide that they would commit themselves fully to the cause of running this event this weekend, and of course supplied through the local dealership here in North Star Motors, which I'll touch on them very shortly as well. A wonderful first prize in that terrific $16,000 motor car, which is obviously going offshore. But again, they made the commitment that they would follow through and that they would supply a prize worthy of the calibre of the competition today. And I think, first of all, a round of applause for Hyundai. The second crew that I'd like to thank today as well, on behalf of the people who put this meeting on this weekend, would be, of course, the Colemans and North Star. These people have been involved with jet sprinting for a little while here in Mildura now, and to be honest with you, they give 110% if there's ever such a thing. They're heart and soul through and through. You walk into the place and everybody from the guy that details the cars right through to the guys that sell them at the front and the guys that manage the place are all jet sprint nuts. They put their heart and soul into it and they really love it. So ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Dennis Cole at Coleman's and a number of others, and I must mention also four of the major sponsors involved this weekend, of course, were the Tankard Dental business house in town, who had no problems being involved with helping with the financial side of things to try and get guys out for the competition this weekend from the international side of things. I must also thank Doug Rowe and the people from the Mervyn Sawmills for their involvement as well. Transport as well for getting involved with it also. And of course the one that I'm scratching for now, from memory.
Freckers refrigeration.
It was Transport, there was, oh, how can I forget Damien Matthews from GDS. Thank you very much to Damien Matthews. Of course, Damien did a terrific job through that transport network to get the container with the New Zealand stuff over here. And they were telling me the other day that it was taking something like 2 weeks to get a container over and 2 weeks to get it back again. So their commitment was like a month out of the water and over here. And honestly, Damien did. Damien.
Damien Matthews and the crew from GDS did a top job. They got everything over as quickly as they could, and with the speed and the efficiency they got things over. It helped the New Zealanders compete to the top level that they could today. And honestly, a round of applause for those 4 major sponsors. There are also a number of main sponsors as well that were tied up with the event this weekend, those of which had names on corners out on the track, and right through and filtered through to the people that put things together, helped make the little bits and pieces and the nuts and bolts fit where they should have. And honestly, without those people, this meeting would have had a lot of hiccups and a lot of problems. Instead, everybody pulled together to bring together a meeting to the people of Mildura to show them really what jet sprinting is about. So every little person from the tail end guys that picked everything up today, right through to the guys that organised the wheels to get it turned to get here, my congratulations to all of you and a round of applause. You have deserved a lot. Move on to Peter Freckleton, who will go through the duties with his fellow competitors and organisers, with the handing out of the trophies and the most important part of the evening. Thanks again, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks, John. So this is to go and 1, 2 testing. That's all about the hair about. Firstly, I want to congratulate everybody on a fantastic day racing. I don't think I've seen a meeting with time so close. I looked at one of the time sheets and there was only seconds in between first and 15. It's very, very close. And the support I got from all the drivers, navigators and crews, it was an easy to run a meeting. Also, I want to really put a special thanks into the Americans and the New Zealanders that come over. I spent a lot of time on the telephone speaking to them and backwards and forwards. It's a pretty hard thing to do because we've never met each other before. It was all done over telephone, and at the end of the day, we decided let's go do it, and we went and done it. In the future, I'd like to see if it's successful. We'll get the Americans bring their own boats over here. We sort of put them on a disadvantage. We let them in our boats, and they weren't familiar with it, and they're hard to drive, and what have when they're not used to. So to the Americans, a special thanks. Take biting the bullet and coming over here and racing our gear. Thanks, fellas. Just to go on with the international people, I can't thank you enough for supporting us. Hopefully it's a step in the right way in the future, the way things go in the sport, and hopefully it can be across the waters for all of us, and we'll get on with racing. The next thing I want to call on Steve Mang to help me out. We're going to do the trophies now. We'll go through that. I'll just give you a rough idea. We'll go through the trophies first, and after this, all the trophies are done. Everybody that competed in this meeting today, it gets a world ranking. Driver, navigator, they get a world ranking for the next 12 months until the next UIM. And you get a certificate, and we'll hand it after. So I'll hand you on to Steve, and Steve can talk, and we'll go on with it.
Well, it's been a pretty big weekend, and if you've been involved from the start, like Frank has, it's been a little bit more than a weekend. To a lot of the drivers, you see, you turn up, you race, you go home again. I really feel sorry for Frank, Wendy, Bazza, and all the rest of them have been involved in here for so long. Dennis Dustin, I've talked to him a couple of times, now I know what he looks like. Things like this, these are things that keep going on and on and on. Unless you're involved in the committee side, you don't know what happens. So I'd like to thank all the drivers there today. We had harsh words with a few of them, but if I didn't have that, I wouldn't be at a race meeting anyway. So I think you all deserve a round of applause for yourself. Now we're on the trophy. lowest EIM class at this stage. We're working towards it. And in third place, in both 61B, Brendan Medcott and Trevor Greer. Okay, we'll sell those later, he's not in. In second place, 62B, Phil Newman, Phil Sheen with a 48.78. We work off numbers, not names. Go on, Nads. In first place, 62A, well, Nads, with Andrew Medlicott and Marion Bennett, is it? In 44.
I'd like to thank Franks and everyone else that put on the day, because it's another greatest day up here at Mildura. And look out, because I'm going to go 400 next year.
We'll go through the 400 class or the UIM class, which is everybody, whether you be 350 or you be 400. That's where you ended up in the day. I'll get Wendy to help me do this. She's been organised all day. So it's Phil Weinthorpe at 10th and his navigator, Lorraine Walter. They just got back from hospital. I hope they're all right. So I'd like to come up here.
Well, to start with, I'd like to thank all the international competitors. It was good to see you over here, the Australians as well. A special thanks to Peter Munger for the heap of work he does on both our boats. And yeah, Renee as well on damaged her again. So thanks a lot.
We got ninth position, talking about Mongrel, Peter Munger and Terry O'Donnell.
No tons.
Thanks, Greg. I've got a few people over here that we've got to thank now. Like, we wouldn't be coming down to these meetings all the time if we didn't have some local sponsorship down here to help us come along, and that's through Terry's work. Stuart Harris and Holden has helped us out every time we've come down. And also the River Gardens Caravan Park has helped us out. These things are organised through, well, Greg helped us organise them, so thanks to everyone that's come along, and it was a great meeting, and I hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you.
Eighth position went to Peter Robson and Samantha Manning in Noosa Jet. Actually wanted to come up and give a special thanks. We haven't seen Peter down before, and he made the effort to come down here, and we appreciate it. Thanks, brother.
Yeah, no, I'd just like to thank first of all Sam for navigating with me. This is the first time in a boat competition, so she did really well. So, and thank Frank for all the day. So how much work is involved putting on an event like this, and it's much appreciated all the people behind the scenes. So, and congratulations to Lance for taking out the trophy. I wish it was mine, but it's not. Thanks.
I do want to say something. I want to thank Pete, Mr. Robson and Miss Robson for letting me navigate. You really scared me the first time out, but I got used to it. Sorry for hitting you in the face. Thanks.
7th place was 29B in Ron O'Day and Will O'Day, a couple of characters of sport, fellow fellas.
I'd like to thank Tony Ellis for letting me drive his boat. Looked like I hit his ass for a while this morning, but I thought I'd lay off and let him have a go. All the other international competitors, and it was a really good day, thank you. The competition's really good.
Okay, we go on to 6th position, boat 26, Graham Bell and Carol. Come up, thank you. Remember.
Thanks for the day, and Tony for the boat, and Jeff, I had a good motor. Thanks, Jeff. We're going for that, Jeff.
Talking about characters of sport, 5th position was Tony Guts with Jeff Harley and Jeff Evans in it, local guy. And they get a name about racing jump in different things, Jeff. Come on, get them, well done, fellas.
This is hard. I'd like to thank Gordon Cohen for letting me drive his boat. I'd like to thank the whole Coming Up's crew for helping us out all day. They're unbelievable. I'd like to thank all the competitors. I'd like to thank Lorraine for putting up with us at her house. And Frank for a great track. And that's about all. Thank you very much.
I think we all should try pretty hard to get Jeffrey back in the squad full time as a character we miss. Him and his missus. Alright, going on to that. 4th position is Misbehaving, Jeff Duncan and Melissa.
I'd like to thank Freck and Alan and everybody else that's helped out, safety crews, all those kind of people that just put so much effort into it. I'd like to thank my pit crew that have been just such a help to me all day. yeah, just thanks everybody. Great.
Third prize, Mexican. Drove really well all day. Was great competitors. Right down to the wire. And went this race, and they could have gone on their way to the next 3 boats. Want to congratulate Chris and Lance. And the third next to come up.
Where do I start? It's a bloody long way to get here. You know it. I have to thank Ken Casper for loaning me his boat. I mean, he's gone out of his way. Yeah, well, things have changed now. I also thought Ken was racing today too. Things have changed. Kenny Casper, thank you very much. Bloody old Kevin, wherever he is, he made some old jet unit at his house, and it's the same as it used to be. It does the business. That thing can crack down a straight line. That thing can go. Moe Engines, he's got the engine doing the business. Lance, it's the first time he's ever seen a jet boat, and you've done a shit off job. So thanks very much. Thanks very much, everyone.
Second prize went to Agro, surrounded by the New Zealanders. He flew the flag pretty hard for us and got pipped at the post. Well done, Tony Ellis and Trudy. Actually, it's probably important while they're coming up. I missed third prize. With third prize went one of our major sponsors. It's a performance warehouse, a bloke by the name of Phil Mann in Brisbane, put in third prize. And to get a sponsor as far as Brisbane down to here to look at us, it's pretty good, and we love your support. So thanks to Bill. And the third prize going to Tony's for Hard World Travel.
Second prize.
Well done, Tony. Second prize.
What a day of racing. I got a bit of a shock this morning. Guys were going to be quick out there for me today, and I thought Shrub was not down a little while, so I just gave him a bit of rope and come each other. Yeah, we had a great day's racing. The competition was really tough. We did a magnificent job again, as usual. The jet was pumping, the boat wasn't handling real flash, but anyway, the jet was going on. We had a good day, thank you.
Congratulations to all the competitors for a great day's racing, and well done to Tony for a great day. He drove really well, and well done. And well done to the first place getters, and I really had a great day. It was a really close race day, so yeah, well done to everybody that raced today. So they did a really great job. See you later.
I'll never see his body.
Well, the big one, eh? This is world champion. There's not too many blokes get the carry that title. And I spent weeks talking to Lance on the telephone. And he wasn't coming, he was coming, he had to build a boat. And it got down to the last wire. And he got to that stage where he had to sort of throw the boat in the container, no stickers on. He said, if you find a sponsor, we'll put stickers on it. That's how close it come. He helped coordinate New Zealand people to come over, and I appreciate all his effort, and it's a fitting reward that he goes home. He drove very well and went home to be a world champion. Lance Tremaine, Ted Obies, congratulations. I want to call on North Star and Russell. Russell's North Star's major man when it comes to giving away cars. Russell Knight. He's brought the car out here special tonight. He's going to come up here and present it. So thanks to North Star and Russell. Go on, Russell.
Yeah, just thanks, Fred Con, but on behalf of North Star Motors and the Honda Motor Company, I really would like to just to justify how good a day this was. The concept all started plenty of months ago with Alan Erskine and Freck getting together with Gordon Coleman back at work over the odd stubby, a lot of chat, that type of thing. It's gone on from there. It culminated in the overall prize, magnificent prize in a new car, which for this type of event, a growing sport, I think everybody would understand is one of the best prizes you could possibly imagine. Going from there, from a sponsor's point of view, very pleased with the outcome and the feedback already. It's one of those things for a sponsor. You put a big investment into something, you want to get a return, and I think today we definitely got that return. The feedback already, people saw some exciting racing, some spills, some thrills, and that's what it's all about, okay? We've got a great prize. Lance, you drove the boat beautifully, okay? Obviously a great driver, and now you've got a great motor car, mate. Well done.
This has to be some sort of record. I've never heard of prize money of this extent of jet sprinting anywhere in the world before. It's got to be a first. I hope it's a precedent as well. But without sponsors, these sort of events just don't happen. And I really have to thank everyone, every sponsor that was involved in this event, particularly Hyundai, putting up a prize like that. Not only the sponsors, but also all those people that put in voluntary hours to make an event like this happen. Peter and Alan, promoters always take a risk. They've got an investment in sports like this, and I hope that we've done, as competitors, have justified coming here, and the sponsors, the organisers, the promoters will support the sport again. Peter wasn't kidding about phone calls. We've been on the phone so often. We had a rather good boat last year. We came second in the New Zealand champs last year. We won the 98 New Zealand and North Island champs. And this particular event, the UIM World Champs, has been around for a long time. There are some great names that the title has gone to in the past, like Rocky Poyos and even the late Don McLeod. So I believe that this particular event is the one that has the history of jet sprinting behind it. And it's the one thing that I never had the opportunity of having a go at myself. And if it wasn't for the sponsors and people like that who assisted in getting us over here, that wouldn't have happened. I'd like to thank them very much on behalf of all the international and local people. Peter, I know the work that goes in behind these things, and it's just amazing, and I'm not at all surprised that you didn't do too well today, because you must have had so much on your mind. I know it's like myself to have an event like this, have to organise and try to drive yourself, you just can't do it. I want to thank my navigator team. Tina's my daughter. She's been in my navigator's seat since I started jet sprinting about 7-8 years ago. She's never once missed a sprint in that seat, even when she was pregnant. And so she's been there from day one, and she's a damn good navigator. I want to thank all the rest of the Kiwi guys too, because there was such a hassle trying to organise this due to a lot of lack of interest initially. Now everybody over home is going to be agreeing with Emery. If it wasn't for the rest of the New Zealand guys who supported me in trying to get over here as well, I wouldn't have made it either. I want to thank them, and I think they're pretty surprised at how well they did too. Thanks, guys. One of the reasons for us actually coming over here too is, apart from being the world champs, I saw it myself as an opportunity where perhaps the whole international jet sprinting scene could be coordinated. It may help to, us being here may help to bring several countries closer together, so the jet sprinting, no matter who the promoter is, jet sprinting itself is going to be promoted. I hope so. Thank you, everyone.
We'll just go on, a couple more things to do here. The normal trophies were the hard luck story, and I think they'd have to go to my brother, I reckon. Come on, get him, mate. I don't think he can walk, so we'll let him off this time. It's not a bad way to get a good video.
Ron, I'd just like to thank Morgan Performance for all the effort he's put into the boat, and I'd also like to thank Woody for lending me the boat to use when Ron had a bit of a whoopsie.
We had the show and shine up the street on Friday night. There was 32 boats, 33 boats, and I know how much effort we done to polish out the top of our boats. And my brother won it again with Nads. I know what I'd rather be bumming. If he gets tired, he'll put him out of stuff.
Some man to feel sorry for him. I'll tell you the story. They thought it was set up. We organised it with the City Hub to do the scrutineering. Dom's restaurant sponsored that particular trophy. I don't know whether you got a quick look at it there, but it's an original mallee gum clock carved out of mallee gum, and the fellow that does it's a fellow by the name of Gordon Wakefield, and some of you people are familiar with him. He provides a few trophies for us. He actually puts them at the termite's nest, let them eat out for 6 months, and gets that grain in, and he finishes them off, polishes them. They're a spectacular trophy. So we're up the street at scrutineering, and they worked out 4 boats that were very, very good. And but he said this one just tickles my fancy. It's got a picture of a what's he got, the Tasmanian devil or something, calling over the windscreen. There was a few other things, and it had a couple of nice girls on it. He said, I think this is the one. And it was the big fella that's been trying to win it for about 4 meetings, so good luck to Big Ronnie. And that was provided by Dom's Restaurant in Mildura.
Too much. We've got, I know we had a late start, but we'll bear with us, we'll get through that. We'll give you your awards out as your world ranking for this year, the UIN. So when we read your names out, just pop up, grab it and take off, and then we've got a couple more things to finish with. So, pop off's not probably a good word for me. I smell Barry, where do you think? Righto, we'll start from number 1. Oh, John will read them out, I'll just hand them over.
Just a quick word as well. I'd like to thank Taco Bill, City Heart and Dom's Restaurant, of course, who are the main sponsors of the scrutineering show and shine. Just a couple other thanks. Ron Morello, got to thank Ron for the use of the houseboat for the internationals while they were here. Also Andrew Rule from C7 Sports here tonight as well. They're putting together an hour-and-a-half special. It's going to go to air at, I think, it's the 23rd of December. On Friday it'll be, at the 8:30 prime time slot, and that'll be on All-Star through the country, and I think it's Office Vision in the city. Also the golf club, the ladies and the guys in the golf club here for a tea night. I think they did a terrific job, and we all enjoyed that to no end. Also Sebastian and the Cigarette Girls, they added a lot of colour to the event this weekend. My thanks must go to them as well. And also Southern with the F1s, etc. that was done with the internationals. They, again, a pleasure to deal with every time. The officials, the marshals and the rest, thank you one and all for your involvement this weekend. We'll quickly go through these now, and no applause, we'll just wind them off as quickly as we possibly can. Ranking number one, of course, went to none other than Lance Tremaine and Tina Davis. To Tony Ellis and Trudy Langmore. Chris and Lance Edmonds, you'd like to come forward as well, please. That's your ranking of 3. Fourth went to Jeff Duncan and Melissa Cox. Where are you, Jeff? Sixth went to Graham Bell and Carol Visner. Seventh to Ronnie O'Day and Will O'Day. Peter Robson and Samantha Manning in the Noosa Jet, boat number 8, or what should I say, ranked 8. Peter Munger and Terry O'Donnell, ranked 9. 10th went to Phil Whitehall and Renee Walter. 11th to Roland Smith and Shane Madden. 12th to Dean Finch and Jody Wagner at Sharp House. 13th to Justin Phillips and Jackie. Scotty Ferguson and Brad Stranbrook in the Nads. Tom Haslett and Paul Bennett, 15th. Andrew Russell and Tammy Pingali in the Amsoil, which was, of course, renamed today the Dental Drill, I think it was. Mick Benetti and Darren Farr in the Mudslinger. Number 17th. 17th position. Mark Powell and Rob Bedman in the Amsoil. Robert Coleman and Chris McGlashan in Targuts, ranked 19th. Sambo Everingham and Mark Atkins in the second twisted. Ronald Freggleton and Daniel Wood in the Gonads, 21st. Reese Weinthal and Rochelle Kerr in the Hartland Mongrel, ranked 22nd. David Wood and John Price in Woody's second. It's 23rd. 25th is Andrew Medleycock and Golden Nuts with Marion Bennett. Yeah, Andrew.
Thanks, mate.
Glenn Thompson and the Hooters too, hey Glenn. And Rigo and Claudio Tolomeo in the Axeman, 26. Here you go, guys. Dean the Machine, Lord Schlager, and final in the used Hooters. All right, Dean. Paul Turnbull and Karen Pryor in the used Hooters, 28. I've got that surname right, huh? Graham Poskett and Tony Parker at Harper Mungrel, ranked 29. Yeah, Graham. Nice after rating plus goal. Gary and Luke Scambleton and Scatter, ranked 30th. Barry Corboy and Tim Howell, Hooters 2, ranked 31st. That's your range, isn't it, Barry? Close. 31, yeah. Close. Jeff Kunkel and Bruce Nissen in Lethal Weapon, ranked 32nd. Phil Newnham and Phil Shee in the Gone Nuts, ranked 33rd. Kevin Lyson and Simon Zaab in the Axeman, ranked 34. Brendan Hooter Medlicott and Graham Trevor Greer in the Accident Prime, 35th. Hey, Hooter. Brendan Medlicott and Trevor Greer. Okay. Harold Medlicott and Sharon Medlicott as well. No. 34th, 5th and 36th respectively. No, okay, yeah. That's as good as all play, isn't it? Matty Buds and Louise McDonald in the sideline. 38th went to Darren Orenshaw and Danny Falk in the Wild Boys. Rocky Princey and Troy McKenzie in the Waymaker, 39. Oh, did they hear it on? Okay, put that away. Mick Ferguson and Darren Laycock in the Wild Boys, ranked 40th. Bob Forbes and Stuart Jones, ranked 41st. In the Waymaker. Robert Metcher and Matthew Cole with both number 15, 42nd. Not here. Okay, we'll get them to him, and I'll pass you over to Peter.
This next one is for a bloke I really feel for. Ron Wilson, he come over here, he made a big effort. He got cook on the day. When I seen him, he was green underneath the gills. I didn't think he was going to make the day out. He spent a bit of time in the ambulance, and for that big effort, mate, thanks very much for coming over. I really appreciate it. While I'm on the microphone, Mildura Jenspreet actually have got a few things to do. We'll try and keep it brief as we can. The way I should start this off, I had a couple of months when we first started up here. It was Rob Coleman and Chris McLeish started racing in 350 class, and I used to go around there and have a few drinks with them, and we used to tell a lot of close to each other, and I don't know who lied most, but we had a good go at it. And, Gordon, Rob's father, got involved, and I think he'd been drinking a lot longer than me and Rob, and he told bigger stories. And he winds me up a fair bit sometimes. I try to do to him, we have a lot of fun. And a special thanks to Gordon Coleman at North Star Motors. I want Gordon to come up and collect this. This is from Alan and myself. We'll do it just a bit. Thank you, Gordon.
We'll start. So,
As all your drivers know, you're trained over today. There's a lot of work going on behind the scenes. Just stand up and I'll call your name, Paula Wood. You here somewhere? Stand up, come on, quick. You've been sitting down all day. Jasmine Beale. Our pit marshals, our stars, our pit marshals. All our safety crew. We had a massive turnout of safety crew, it was great to see. Erica probably thought I've got about him before, but thanks a lot. Like, every time the phone rings, I was probably there at the end of it, trying to get home and do something for me, and without it probably done it for us, so it was great. Well, we've got one part left over. Dennis, would you like to come up, please? This is a perpetual trophy that the RJSA has donated to the world champion. Now, since going to New Zealand, we're a bit worried about getting it back, so that's a small deposit of $16,000. Problem coming up, just leave the car. Okay, would you like to come up, please, mates? Congratulations, lads. It's a magnificent trophy. No doubt look very well on your mantelpiece. Congratulations.
We're going to need another container. Again, I want to thank everybody that's been involved in this event today. Particularly Peter, who's put a lot of time and effort into getting this up and running, and the support that we got to get over here. Thanks, Mark. One of you is going to come and try and get their office sometime. Several of you. Whether it's here or maybe in New Zealand. Take a good look at it. Have a look at
it. Most of the formality over. I just want to say something briefly. Thank you, Dennis, for coming over, supporting the event and everything. I appreciate it. Dennis has been very good over the telephone. On duties, I've off a few times. He's always come back with good answers, so thanks very much, Dennis. Also, briefly, Alan Erskine, my partner, my mate, I want to thank you very much. We get short with each other sometimes because we're under a bit of pressure. We bounce off each other, we put up with each other. Thanks very much, Alan. Another mate, very close mate, is my wife. She's been under a lot of pressure, done a lot of work, and I thank her very much. The old saying goes, there's always a good woman behind a man, so that's her. just thank everybody, and I can't thank the international people enough. I might send Bean over early, he drinks too much for me, him and Mike, they've got me knocking him around. The only dangerous weapon we've got in Australia is Combat Dean and Mike, I think it's that. Thank you very much for the evening. Have a few drinks, enjoy yourself. Good night.